Right. Just let me know when you're able to see my PPT. Again, I would just need a yes from a few of you at least to understand if you can see me, hear me, and also if you can see the PPT which is on the screen right now. And I hope all who have joined this session or faculties who are responsible for training students, in your respective colleges. Yes, thank you for confirming, Rajapriya, Dr. Jacqueline. Yes, thank you so much. Can see. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to start. So what is this test that we are talking about? So we are all part of the Nan Mudalvan project, where I think for the last maybe a month or so, you would have onboarded your students onto a portal where they can start learning, where they would have got the learning resources. We will definitely record this meeting and we will share the link with you. Do not worry at all. So as I said, you would have already started off the journey in the Nan Mudalvan project, where the students would have already, logged on to the portal. You would have started your classroom teaching while your students would also have started their online learning, right? They would have done their diagnostic test before that. And based on the results of the diagnostic test, you would have grouped them into either B1 students or A2 students. And accordingly, you would have given them the materials to prepare. Now, after that, after about 7 modules, some of you may have already completed the midterm test. So that is the process. So 7 modules. After that, students will have to take the midterm test. And then you will do the remaining 15 modules while they also do their self-learning and your lab classes also. And then they are ready to take the final assessment. Now, the final assessment is called the Upskill from Cambridge. And this is offered by Cambridge. It is our product. It is offered by Cambridge. Now, what is this test called Upskill? Upskill is a mobile-based app. So you take this test on your Android mobile phone, okay? And the results are immediate. So you finish the test, you just refresh the app and you will be able to find the results. This app will help you take all the 4 skills, which is speaking, writing, reading, and listening. Now, the test takes approximately 1.5 hours, but in our experience, we have seen that kids finish it in less than 1 hour also. They are probably just fast in reading and typing, so they'll be able to finish it in like less than 1 hour as well sometimes. Now, how is the test broken down? As I said, it is 1.5 hours, 1 hour 35 minutes actually. Speaking session lasts for about 12 minutes, which has 5 parts in it, where there will be questions and the candidate will be asked to either repeat a word or a sentence, or there will be a question and they'll have to record their sentence or words into the mic, into the app itself, and it gets recorded. Then listening is for about 25 minutes in 5 different parts. Again, in the listening component, your students will need an earphone, a set of earphones, where they will be listening to an audio and then there will be questions asked after that and they'll be answering the questions, mostly multiple choice types. Then comes the reading part, which is again for 25 minutes. So they'll have passages, letters, paragraphs that they have to read. And then there are questions that they have to answer at the end. Now, writing is for about 30 minutes, which comes in 2 parts. So there are 2 tasks that they have to do. Again, all on the mobile phone itself, easy for them to use. Students are very well versed using mobile phones. Just remember that the Upskill test works only on Android phones. Okay. What are the things that you have to do before you take the Upskill test? I mean, when I'm talking about you taking, it is your candidates taking here. So how do you prepare? Okay. So other than the learning components, what else do you need to be ready to take the test on your mobile phone? The first thing that you'll have to remember is that this test works only on Android phones. It does not work on iOS or tabs or anything else, okay? It works only on Android phone. So ensure all your students have an Android mobile phone with them to take this test. Now, if you're thinking, what happens if my student doesn't have a phone? Just see if they can borrow somebody's phone for just that day, half a day, where they can take the test. The other option is, if somebody has completed a test, if their results are already available, you can give that phone to another candidate. They can log in with their credentials and they can take the test as well. So these are some background arrangements that you have to make for students to take the test. Okay. Now, what is the process? So you just have to go to Android Google Play Store, download the app called Upskill English Test. Once you download the app, you'll have to just ensure that your phone is on a DND mode, do not disturb mode, before you even start taking the test, because you do not want to be getting calls and messages when you're taking a test. Ensure you put your phone on DND, and then you download the app, and ensure there are no other apps running in the background. We may have used so many apps. We may have opened like WhatsApp or YouTube or Chrome or whatever for various purposes. Ensure all those apps are killed and only Upskill app is running in the background. Login to be done by candidates with a 10-digit unique number. Now, how do you receive this 10-digit unique number? So you will receive at least 2 to 3 days before the test date that you agree with us. You will receive an email with all the details that you will require. For example, the attendance register. You will require the login credentials. For your students, you will also require the 10-digit code. Against each candidate, there will be a 10-digit code. You will receive that. You will also receive the name and number and details of a SPOC from Cambridge who will be supporting you. You'll also get a link to a Google form through which you can raise technical concerns when you're running the test. All of this will be sent to you as an email at least 2 to 3 days before the test date. Now, if you're thinking I haven't even agreed a test date, let me quickly explain to you what the process is. As I said earlier, you start doing the diagnostic test, and then you do 7 modules, then comes your midterm test, then your 8 modules. So somewhere when you're near your midterm test, you can finalize the exam date. The exam date starts from 17th of April. So there are a few colleges who have already agreed to the date, and they have already sent their consent to the test on different days from 17th, 18th onwards. So there is a Google form that is available for you on the WhatsApp groups that you're part of. Or if you're not part of the WhatsApp group, it's either your faculty or the SPOC who will have the access to WhatsApp group, where there is a Google link shared through which you can confirm your test date to us, right? Once you have confirmed your test date to us on the day of the exam, you will run the test by following all the instructions that we are helping you with now, okay? So you set your phone, your candidate's phone on DND mode. You close all the other apps in the background, and in the attendance register, you will receive a 10-digit unique code. Now, this code is different for every candidate, and only that code will help the candidate to take the test. It's more like a test code, okay? That is what will be used to take the test. Now, they have to log in using that 10-digit code. After they have logged in with the 10-digit code, there will be an OTP that you will give them. Again, the OTP will not come to them because this is not their mobile number, right? It's only a test code. A default OTP will also be shared with you. You will give them the OTP. You can write the OTP and display it on the board, and you can just ask them to copy that OTP, but not the number. The number will be in the attendance register. So you can just give them the number which is on the attendance register and ask them to log in. And then you will have to ask them to put the OTP. Once they log in and they add their OTP, there are certain mandatory details that the app will ask for, and those have to be filled in first. So the first part, it will ask for the candidate's name and the date of birth. Okay, so they'll have to fill up the name and the date of birth. Date of birth can be chosen from a calendar that comes on the app. There is something called as company code, and it will also ask for email ID or first language. These information can be skipped. These are not mandatory information at all. But the candidate's full name is important without any special character. So let's say if the candidate's name is Gajalakshmi Sendil, it can only be Gajalakshmi space Sendil. You do not use a dot or anything in between. Do not use Mr., Miss, none of those. Just your name space your second name. Okay. After that is done, and you skip the first language and the company code, there is no necessity to add the company code. After you do that, the app will take you to a part where it says start test. Just remember, on the app itself, there is something called as the actual test. There is also sample test. Your candidates are more than welcome to take the sample test just to familiarize themselves with the app. Now, on the day of the exam, they will enter only into start test. If they do it any time before the test date, it will be considered that they have taken the test. So be very careful with them. But they will not be able to see that, because only when they enter the 10-digit code will they be able to see that option called start test. We have made a video of a walkthrough. I will take you through that as well, and that video will be shared with you. That video can be shared with your students also, so they understand what is the journey, what is the process to taking the test. Now, once you have entered your name, your gender, your date of birth, you click on Start Test. Now the app will ask you for your picture. The students have to upload a picture. They can just take a picture of themselves, store it in the gallery, and choose that picture when it comes to that part. Now, please remember, please be very careful and tell all your students that they have to upload only their picture. They cannot upload a group picture or picture of animals, picture of cartoons, picture of celebrities, some other nice pictures and all of that, because this picture comes on the certificate. Now, the certificate will not be valid if the picture of the candidate is not there, right? Tomorrow, they cannot take that certificate and show it to somebody and say, I have this certificate, I took this test, because somebody else's picture is there. It will not be valid. So once the photo is uploaded, next window is where you will be able to see the 4 components. If you can see the second rectangle in this slide, you can see reading, listening, speaking, and writing. These are the 4 components available. Now, the candidate or the student has the flexibility to take any component in any order. So it's not necessary that everybody has to start with reading, then go to listening, then speaking. It's their convenience. If they think that, they want to do the speaking first, they can do the speaking first, then go to reading, listening, or writing, or in any other order. But just ensure that they complete all the 4 modules. Now, because there is a listening and a speaking component, ensure every candidate is carrying their headphones, earphones, right? Which also has a mic, because they have to record their voice for the speaking test. So once they see this screen, they can start attempting the components one by one. Now, there is this video that I want to take you through. Probably I'll run it to you towards the end of the presentation. I just have another 5 or 7 minutes to go. Now, what happens after they have completed the test or during the test? What is the responsibility of the faculty who's running this test? There is quite a bit that you will be doing. One, you will ensure that they're not copying from each other, they're not talking to each other. And I am sure you're all experts in doing that, because you all have a lot of experience. So you will be able to take care of all of those aspects. Now, if there are any technical issues, we will have given you a Google form link along with the attendance register in the mail. You will have to upload those concerns on the Google form. Now, there will be one entry for every candidate, because every candidate will have a different issue. Now, how do you troubleshoot any of those issues? If you follow the instructions that we have given right from the beginning. For example, there should be good internet, and they should only use the number that you provide to them, which is what we will give you in an email. And if they're able to record everything properly and ensure that the test is completed before they leave the premises. So how this app works is, there is this app like any other app. You work on it, you finish your responses, and you just give it some time for the responses to get uploaded on the server. Now, only when it is uploaded on the server, when you log in, to the portal or the dashboard that we will be giving you access to, you can see whether they have completed the test or not. So the SPOC's responsibility is to have a computer, definitely have a computer, log in, and just check if the candidate has completed the test. I'll also show you how you can check that. Once you have completed, when they have completed the test, you can ask them to leave. Now, what can happen when they are taking the test is, sometimes the responses don't get synced to the server. That's all. And all of this is only because there is less or weak internet bandwidth. So if it does not sync, you will get an error message that all responses are not synced. So there is an option on the app. So you just have to go into the app and then into the menu, and then sync option will be available there. You click on sync and the responses get synced to the server. Once that is done, you will be able to see their results on the dashboard. Now, unless you see the results on the dashboard, do not let the candidate leave for the day. Okay, just ensure that It's like collecting their papers when they're doing a paper-based exams and you're counting the papers. If you do not have all the papers, all the necessary documents back from them, you won't let them go. Similarly, here, until you check if their responses have been uploaded onto the portal properly, you will not let them leave the campus. Okay, so you will have to check their results on the dashboard. Just see, you don't have to download the certificate. You just see if the results are coming up on the dashboard. That itself is enough. Now, what also happens is sometimes you will get a notification that says check events, which means not everything is already synced. So if you click on the button that says check events, it will take a few seconds where it is pulling all the responses from the mobile into the dashboard. Once that happens electronically, you can ask the candidates to leave. Right? So just remember that you play a major role in running the test, and you will have technical support backend, and that is only for technical queries. Now, for example, if you're saying that my student is not able to upload a picture, I'm not able to see the start test process, all of that questions, you will have answers to that yourself, because we are giving them a 10-digit code. Earlier, we used the mobile numbers, but then mobile numbers, what was happening is the same number was being used by multiple people, like brothers and sisters or twins. So it wouldn't work with the same number for two different people. And sometimes when they gave us the mobile number, they would have just misplaced. Instead of 2 3, they would have said 3 2. And if you're putting the correct number also, the test will not come up, because the number the test is active on is something else. So you will only have to check if there is good internet, and then they're entering the correct number, they're entering the correct OTP, they have a good earphone, and there is internet throughout the session. If you take care of this bit, the test will be very smooth. Soon after they finish, you will check if their results are available on the portal, and you can send them home. Now, I was also talking about attendance register that we will send to you. Please ensure that you take a printout of the attendance register. When we send attendance register, we will send it to each college with all the departments in one sheet, okay, as one bunch of PDF. Now, if you have, like, let's say 4 or 5 different faculties managing different departments, you can between yourself take a printout and distribute the different departments to each other, and you get your signature, the candidate signature, before they start the test. Like as soon as they come to take the test, you take their signature, you give them all these instructions, and then ask them to take the test. Now, what happens to the attendance register? You will scan the attendance register and you will return it to the SPOC from Cambridge. You will have received a SPOC's name. You can just scan, you can just send it on WhatsApp for our purposes. Now, why do we need the attendance register? It's because we reconcile after you have finished the test. We reconcile to see how many candidates have taken the test, and if all their results are available, we do a check back end. Okay, so for that you will have to have the attendance signed and sent it back to us. Okay, now quickly moving on. This is how, after the candidates have finished the test, one of these 3 screens will be coming up on their phone. One, it will either say 100% completed. Second, it will say your certificate is available because they have completed the test. Otherwise, it will come to a stage where it will say practice tests, which means they've finished the actual test, but they can do practice test if they want to. Anytime they want, they can do the practice test. Now, even after these 3 windows, you will also check on the dashboard to see if you can give them a confirmation. Now, I told you that there may be sometimes sync errors. If you see the 4th image, 1 2 3 4 5, the last option in the menu is called sync. So if the responses are not completely recorded in the server, because these are all technical and online stuff, they just have to click on sync. So the responses are pushed out and it gets recorded onto the server. Now, once that is done, you will be able to see on the portal how the results look like, and then you can ask them to leave the premises. Remember, attendance register is must. Good internet, you should have Android mobile, and they will only use the 10-digit number that you are providing them with. You'll only give them the OTP on the day of the exam, right? With this, they will be able to complete the test. What other information would you require? As I said, when the students are taking the test, if there is any technical issues, you will use the Google form, and then you will upload the issues there, and a technical person will get in touch with you. Your Spock from Cambridge will also be monitoring what is happening there. They'll be saying like, okay, it's been long time, they've not responded. So let me pitch in and check what is the problem. Somebody will be helping you. If you want to call us, you can use this number 044-4288-7775. This is only during your test days, Monday to Friday between 9 and 5 p.m. But if you're doing a test on a Saturday, you will receive a Spock's mobile number. You can use that to get in touch. And if you want to write an email, please use this email ID, cambridgenmproject@gmail.com. Okay. Now, this is the process. Before I show you the video, I would want to stop my slides here, go back to chat to find out if there is any questions. And I hope you have posted all your questions as questions. I'm going to just pick up questions from there. I can see there are a couple of questions from Anitlin Benita. I'm attending just now. What's the app, ma'am? Is okay. I'm talking about the Upskill app through which your students will be taking your final assessment. I'll show you the app. There's a video. I will share the video with you. We have some issues on B1 level. How could we clear that? Please connect with your Spock. Okay, there is one person who you're probably already in touch with. It could either be Abel, Sneha, Aishwarya, Smita, Alvin. So one of them, please get in touch with them and get those things sorted. I'm going back to the chat box to see if there are any questions by mistake. How shall we make students with visual impairment participate? Okay. Mr. Raghuram, I'll have to take your number and I'll have to get back to you. We'll find out what is the option. If you can just drop in, just do a private message and drop in your mobile number and your college code and name, I will get back to you. How will we receive the 10-digit number? So you will receive the 10-digit number in an email along with the attendance register. So you'll basically have the names of your students and then the departments. And then for every candidate, there will be one 10-digit number. Now that 10-digit number is the test code. Okay. You will ask your student, let's say Gaja is your student. I have a test code that says 9876543210. That is my test code. I should enter that test code. And the OTP is also sent to you because it's not a mobile number. You will have the OTP. Let's say the OTP is something like, 1234. You will tell them that this is the default OTP. Use this OTP to enter the test. That is how you will get the information. Okay. Mr. Raghuram, I will get in touch with you after this call. Could you please once again tell me about the attendance process? Jency, I've just told about the attendance process. If you want me to repeat, I'm happy to repeat it. Okay. But all of you are putting your messages, questions in the chat box itself. So you'll have to wait for me to pick up the questions. If you post them as questions, it will be easy for me to pick it up. I am moving to the Q&A chat box. I'll pick up questions from there. Okay. It shows evaluating after completion of their midterm test and assessment in A2 course. Will they get marks later for those tests? If there is any issue with the portal on, like for example, this one, please get in touch with the Spock or the person who is managing your college. They will be able to help you. I'm here only to support you for the administration bit of it. So please send an email to the respective Spock. Jayamati, will there be a separate user ID will be given to the faculty, ma'am? User ID to log into the dashboard, if you mean yes, we will give you a login ID to the dashboard, which you will access and you will be able to see the status of all the candidates. Okay. Can we conduct in batches on the same day of? Yes, absolutely. So every college will pick up one day to run the exam. And on the same day, you can conduct your test in batches. That is possible. Okay. I'm going to come from the bottom so I don't miss any questions. First question from Aragan. Ma'am, we have some issues on B1 level. How could we clear that? Please get in touch with your respective Cambridge Spock, Cambridge contact to get these sorted. I'm attending just now. What's the app? Okay, I've answered that question. How can I get students login ID? Kartigai Selvan, if you're talking about login ID for the learning portal, then you'll have to get in touch with the team that is working on that through the WhatsApp or emails or whatever. Here I'm only talking about the Upskill app. which is the app your students will be using to take your final test. The 10-digit number, how can we access? The 10-digit number will be sent to you along with the attendance register. So against each student's name, there will be a 10-digit number and an OTP will be given to you by default, which will be used for all the candidates who's taking test on that day. You will give that to your students when they are logging in. Link to update exam date. Okay. Gurudev Rajan Velayudham. If you're in the WhatsApp group, there are different WhatsApp group for different universities, they would have updated the link there. But if you can give me some time, I can pick it up and I can give it to you. Can they only use this app when they will? Yes, the app is only Upskill app. The test will be taken only on the Upskill app, no other app. So they'll have to download it on their phone and they have to do it. Remember, only Android phone works, not an iPhone. Our students have completed only the diagnostic test. How to complete the midterm test? Again, it is on the portal itself. You'll have to do 7 modules before they can go to the midterm test, because there must be some learning before they can take a test. Okay. If you have any specific technical issue, please get in touch with your respective Cambridge contact to get that resolved. Will there be a separate user ID to the faculty? I've picked that up. Evaluating also, can we conduct in batches? Yes. Students have to complete all the 15 lessons exercise? Yes. See, that is the learning portion of it. So encourage them to finish all the 15 modules before they come for the final assessment. That will definitely help them score better. Can we use laptop to monitor students? Yes, of course. Please use a monitor. See, a dashboard is better visible on a computer or a laptop, not on your mobile phone, because it will show up details of all your candidates and there are a lot of information available. You can't do it on your phone. Use one computer. Either if the exam is happening in a language lab which has a computer, use one computer, 2 computers to log into the dashboard. Even multiple faculties can log in at the same time to check the results. That's not a problem. But don't use a phone to check your students' results. Okay. If a student is absent, whether he or she can attend the test on another day, no, that will not be possible. This is as good as your university exam. If somebody is absent on the day of the exam, they are absent. There is no, retake or another day. So that will not be possible. We would have moved on. So as and when we finish a college, we close that college on the portal and we will move on. So the test will not be active for the student. How long the test will go? It is for 1 hour 35 minutes. There are 4 components, and but students finish it much faster, less than 1 hour also. Sometimes they finish the test, but ask them to complete it in one stretch. Okay, they start the test, they finish all the 4 modules, no breaks in between. The 10-digit code will be sent to the faculty. So we have the contact details. Non-Moodle has given us the contact details of every faculty or SPOC from a particular college, right? So that information will be sent, the attendance register, which will have these details, the video walkthrough, the login credentials, your login credentials, the SPOC's detail, all of that will be sent through to the faculty or the SPOC who's responsible for a college in advance, at least 2 to 3 days in advance. Sometimes, let's say, if a college has, let's say, 10 or 15 departments and there are 10 or 15 faculties involved, not everybody will get an email because we may not even know who are all the people who are, teaching there. The person who is in touch with us or the person who's already, the details are shared with us, that person will receive the details. You can always take it from them. Can we conduct the batches on? Yes, you can conduct 2,349 students and visually challenged students. Are we allowed to use Scribe? Okay. This is from Rojan Judy. Rojan Judy, I'm going to get back to you about your specific query. Please, if you can leave your mobile number, okay, I'll pick it up and I will get back to you. Okay. There is network issues for a student in the middle of the team. What should be in the middle of the exam? Okay. See, that is our humble request. Ensure the students are seated at a place where the internet is good, because we need at least a minimum of 1 Mbps internet on the phone for the test to be running without any hindrance, please ensure that there is good internet. If there is no internet, the app will not download, photos will not upload, the responses will not get uploaded, and then they may not even be able to hear the listening questions. So it's better that you ensure there is good internet before you take your test. If the college has Wi-Fi facility, if you can provide the Wi-Fi facility to the students on the day of the exam, yes, please. Otherwise, ask the candidates to have good internet connection on their phone. Depending on whichever area you are, whichever network works well, please ask them to have that in place. Okay. User ID will be given to staff or Spock. Okay, whoever is the person we are in touch with, that person will receive the email. In some colleges, the Spock and the faculty are the same. So that person will receive all the details. If a student is absent, okay, I think I have already taken that one. Can students attend the upskill test without completing it? If you're talking about completing the course, see, it is better to complete the course and then attempt the test, okay? Because B1 is the highest that they can score. Let's say they're at an A2 level, and if they do the course, maybe there is a chance they can score a little above the level that they are. And that will help them improve their language. So please ensure that they finish the course, they take the midterm test also before they appear for the final assessment. There is no issue. This is from Sundari Tirupati ma'am. If they have attended both A to B1, no problem at all. No problem at all. That's fine. 932 students, is it possible to complete the test within the time slot? Yes, you can. Just that you'll have to have multiple rooms where you have different people managing the sessions. So you can start off in the morning at 9 o'clock, and maybe each batch can have about 200, 250 people. That can be managed easily by about 3 or 4 faculties. And then you can run it in batches, like 3 or 4 batches in a day, and you can complete it. No problem. You said students should go on DND mode. Then how will they get the message of OTP? When they are on the DND mode, it's only for calls and messages. Okay. And again, OTP will not come to them because they are not using their mobile number. An OTP will be sent to you. A one-time OTP will be sent to you. You will give that OTP to the candidate, and it is not separate for all the candidates. It's one default OTP for all the candidates taking the test from your college. Okay. There will be a different OTP for every college. In which format we have to take? You don't worry about the format. We will send you the format. All you have to do is use the number against the candidate's name and get their signature. That's all you will have to do. But you'll have to scan the attendance and return it to us on the day of the exam itself. Absentees are absentees. Long absentees, do not worry about them. Whoever has come, taken the test, take their signature, send the attendance to us. Okay. How can we monitor students' final results? If there any separate link sent to Spock? You will receive the results after your students have completed the test in an Excel, and the marks will also be there in the Excel. So don't worry. A day or two after you finish your exam, let's say you have chosen 20th of April as your test date. By 22nd of April, you will receive the results again as an email. Please tell us about online attendance. There is no online attendance. These are all proctored exams. They have to come to the college and take the test in front of you. This will be the upskill will be the final test. Yes. Without completing the test A to B1, can the students prepare the upskill? See, the upskill test preparation is the A to B1 course. Okay. So if they finish the course, it will be easy for them to take this test. So see, otherwise also they can take the test, but if they complete the course, it will help them score better. So please put them through the course. Ask them to do their 15 modules, do your lab teaching also, complete all of that, and then encourage them to come and take the test. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break here and I will play the video. So I will show you how the app should be used by the students. There's also a voice that tells you, how to use this. We will share that video with you. You can share the video with the students also, just to make them, comfortable, just to familiarize them with, what is the process of taking the test. Just allow me a minute while I'll be sharing my screen. Hello students, this video is a walkthrough of the process to help you take the Upskill test. Please follow instructions carefully. Go to Google Play Store on your Android mobile phone and search for Upskill English Test. Install the app on your phone. Once installed, open the app. When you open the app, it will ask you to either sign in or log in. Use the 10-digit unique number you will receive from your faculty to get into the test portal. Remember, no other number will work here, not even your mobile number. Use only the 10-digit code that your faculty will provide you with. The OTP will also be provided by the faculty. Use only that OTP. Enter your full name without using any special character in between. Skip the email ID and the company code part and choose your gender. Once you have chosen your gender, select your date of birth from the calendar on the app. Once you have selected your date of birth on the calendar, skip the first language and continue here. Click on Start Test option and upload a picture in this part. Ensure the picture is less than 1 MB and it is your picture because this is what will come on the certificate. A certificate may be invalid if your picture is not there on it. Once you have entered your picture, you will be taken into the test directly, where you will be able to see all the 4 components available. You can start taking the test following the instructions given to you before each component starts. Ensure you have a good earphones with you because you will be doing the listening and the speaking test as well. If you have any technical issues in between, please connect with your faculty immediately. All through the while, ensure you have good internet bandwidth on your mobile phone. The video shows you how each of the component will be looking like when you are taking the test. In the listening test, there will be an audio played. You'll have to listen to the audio and answer the questions that will be asked after that. In the speaking part, you will be asked to repeat or say a few words into your mic, which will be recorded. Ensure you speak clearly and into your mic so your responses are recorded properly. Submit your responses. After you have finished all your components, check with your faculty if all your answers are synced to the server. When the faculty confirms that everything is fine, you will also find a test report form available on the app itself. Sometimes it may take a little longer to show the certificate on the app. Do not worry if your faculty confirms that your results are available on the portal, you will be done. Okay, I am back. I hope you were able to see the video. Do not worry, we will send you the link to this video, and there is also another one which is Tamil and English mixed video. We will send that also. This can be shared with your students maybe on the day of the test before you start the test, or maybe the day before the test, so they are comfortable before coming to take the test. Okay, I am just going to pick up the rest of the questions. If you have posted it as a question, that will be better, so I can pick it up from that chat directly. Is the test through app a midterm progression or final lesson? The test that they will be taking on the app, which is called Upskill English Test from Cambridge, is the final assessment. The diagnostic and the midterm will be done on the portal. So you would have had access to the portal. They will do it on the portal, but this is a mobile-based app. It's an Android mobile-based app. Tell about writing and reading test. Okay, the reading test, there will be passages. It could either be small paragraphs, letters, conversations. They'll have to read the paragraph and then questions will be asked after that. They will have to answer the question. In writing, reading will have 5 parts. Writing, there will be 2 parts, 2 tasks, and candidates will be asked to write. Again, they will be given questions and they'll have to type in their answers, and this will be in 2 different parts. That's how writing and reading will be. Is there an automatic timer set after the test starts? Will it close after one? There will be a timer. So once for each component, for example, speaking is only for 12 minutes. So it will end after that. They'll have to answer. So if there is 1 minute to record their answer, they'll have to record it within that 1 minute. It will not continue after that. Okay. Similarly, each component, there is a timing and that will end after that time is over. But if they finish the answers fast, they can complete all the questions and probably they can complete the test faster. How many questions you will ask in Upskill test? Okay. Now, as I said earlier, there are 4 components and writing is 2 tasks. Listening has 5 parts. Reading has 5 parts. And speaking, again, there will be questions asked and the candidate has to record the question. I cannot tell you how many questions in all, but then I can tell you how many parts are there in each of that. Hope that helps. Okay, looks like I have lost a few questions from the previous chat because I had to leave and come back. If you do not mind and if I have missed any of your questions, I'll be here for another 10 minutes. Please post your questions back again, but please mark them as a question so I can pick it up. There are 930 students in our college. Is it possible to conduct in one day? Absolutely, you can do it in one day. Do not worry at all. So start off in the morning, let's say at around 9 o'clock in the morning, the test will be available. And you will also have technical support back end working. So start off with about 250 students at 9 o'clock, maybe around 11 o'clock, another 250 students. So you can have about 2 hours slot. 4 to 5 slots of 2 hours, 2.5 hours, you can finish all the 930 students, no problem at all. But just ensure that you have enough support on your side because it is 930 students. Let's say they will be seated in about 20 classrooms. You have to have so many faculties supporting you to help conduct the test. And which means they also need to have all the information that I'm sharing with you now. There will be repeated webinars happening. We will also share the video of a recorded webinar. Please share it with all the faculties who will be running the test, so they know how to troubleshoot, how to answer questions that comes from the candidates. It will be easy. Please remember, it is your responsibility to conduct the test. We are here only for back-end support. All the training, all the materials, videos, posters, all of that will be provided to you. You will have to be ready and you will have to be confident to run the test. Okay. Where can we get the students log? We will be sending it to you along with your attendance register. Don't worry. It is our responsibility. We will share the recorded session of this video. Don't worry. That will also be sent. All parts to be completed in diagnostic. Yes, you'll have to complete all the... See, diagnostic test is a small one. It's just that it has 4 components. All our English tests will have 4 components: reading, listening, writing, and speaking. Right? They'll have to complete all the 4 of them. Whether it is necessary for the staff to write the final, you may want to check with your SPOC. I'm not sure if that option is there for the teachers. You may want to check with your SPOC or the non-Moodle 1 SPOC. Okay, in Cambridge English course, we have 2 syllabus as A2, B1. It depends on the majority of your students. If they have received more than, I think, 50% or something, then it will be B1, or more than 50% is A2, then you will run the A2 test. Can you please get in touch with the non-Moodle 1 SPOC for that, please? Okay, I think I have answered all these questions. Is there any other question? If they receive an average after completing just one part, that may not justify their full result. So please encourage them to finish all the 4 parts. It's only 4 parts of the test. It's one test only. Diagnostic test is only one test. It's just 4 different parts. It's like 4 different subheadings. One is listening, one is reading, one is writing, one is speaking. Please ask them to complete all of it. The faculties will receive an email. Do not worry. We will send you the 10-digit code, the OTP, instructions, recorded videos, walkthroughs, posters, all of that will be sent to you as an email at least 2 to 3 days before the test. Exam dates, there is a Google form that is made available to you through the WhatsApp groups. You'll have to enter your preferred exam date. The first exam starts from 17th of April and it will go on until the end of April. So you'll choose your preferred exam date, which will be one day. You can choose your preferred date through the Google form. The do's and don'ts for the faculties. Okay, we have prepared a poster. We will share the poster with you. You can follow that. That will be very useful. We are from rural government college, and most of our students don't have mobile phones. Jay Kumar Guruswamy. So can you please send me a private message, and maybe we will discuss how to help your students. You'll have to send me a different a private message. Get back to me, please. Yes, it is better they finish all the 15 lessons before they take the final exam, because that will help them score better in their final exam. So please encourage all your students to finish all the 15 lessons, 15 modules, okay? Once they have finished 7 modules, encourage them to do the midterm test. After the midterm test, ask them to complete the remaining 8 modules and then appear for the final test.